going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm back again in the States. I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey, and it's a hot day out here. Obviously it's summer. I'm only like a few blocks away from one of my favorite cities in New Jersey after this one, Hoboken. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've been there and filmed a video. Today I'm in my bike. I don't know if you can see it right here behind me. And I'm in Coles Avenue. I discovered they have like a two-side bike lane. Not sure if it's new, but it looks awesome. So I'm gonna cross over here from Jersey City to the other city, which is roughly like a square mile, but it's one of the coolest cities out here. Not only because of architecture, but the streets are well paved, it's bike friendly, and they have great views of the New York City skyline. So gonna go with the flow and see what else is happening out here. So without further ado, join me. This is a cool concept they got here. Not sure how far this is gonna go because I discovered this, but going with the flow. Meanwhile, you can enjoy this area of Jersey City, which are usually like used to be warehouses, and they're developing like lofts and apartments. See the street art. Because I think the bridge above me is the highway that takes you straight to Manhattan in a car if you're driving. I tell you, this area is dope. There's actually a nice looking street art to my left, so let me just show you guys what's going on. Look at this street art. Pretty nice, you know, I like it. Colors and everything. Crazy details, and then this should be like a new loft that they built. There's a little bit isolated, and then the bike lane, you know. So actually Jersey City and Hoboken is actually one of the most bikeable cities out in New Jersey. Right after New York, you know, I think so, yeah. So it's pretty easy to get around, bike around without having to have a car, you know, or using public transportation. And it's a good workout. So a lot of people, they come here in the scooters and e-bikes. So yeah, haven't rode my bike in a long time because I was 4 months abroad, but feels good to be back here in the States in the summertime to enjoy all the vibes that's going on. But now let's go to my second favorite city, New Jersey, to see what is happening over there. And look how easily I can ride over here in this bike lane. That's green behind me. Oops, somebody behind me. Then this area, I passed by the light rail because it's not too far, but it's all like some new lofts. And I think little by little they're opening like business in the first floor, like coffee shops and joints. So I'll tell you, Jersey City never stops to amaze me. There's all the new apartments that are right up here. There goes the fire truck. So if it would take me to 18th Avenue, then I merge somehow past another major highway underneath or on top, I don't remember, but I'll figure it out. Then I should be in Hoboken. It's non-stop development, so you can hear the noise out here. Nice how they got a street art in this building, and they're building more complex out here. That's really cool. Booming all over, but I'm gonna merge one block and make it a Jersey Avenue, and then in the other side, I think like in the 2 blocks, I should be in the other town. If you think about Jersey, you could be in one block, it's one city or town, then in another block, it's another city and town. Once I make it to the Hoboken side, Jersey Avenue is gonna turn into Newark Avenue. See, they got an empty lot. Whoa, I gotta watch out, this is pretty high. You know, there's a bridge where the light rail station passes by, and I think that's what divides Jersey City with Hoboken. So we are excited to see what's going on. I don't think I have bike in this side over here. Over this side, they have a bike lane. And over there's a sign that tells you the city that you're entering right now. Goes all the way there. They've been developing this area, you know. There's also like, I think pedestrian areas and the light rail passes over there. Here it is, guys. We have officially made it to Hoboken. Welcome. City is roughly like a square mile, but a lot of cities can take a sample of this gorgeous city. And on top of me, the light rail passes by. And they'll take it to Tonelli Avenue, you know, parts of Bergen County and Hudson County. Then it takes you all the way to Bayonne. And they're doing a lot of developments over here, so the streets are not really that nice and paved on this side. You can see the new developments are going on over here. New apartments. And this here I can tell it's new, the sidewalk and everything. But I'm gonna make it towards the main area, which is Washington Avenue. Washington Avenue is really cool. A major street with a lot of restaurants, stores, you know, walkable. They even have a bike lane, you can bike comfortable. And then there's another street that's really cool with beautiful brownstones, which is called Hudson Street. But I mean, a lot of streets out here in Hoboken are pretty worth to check out. And this is, I think, Madison Street. You can see how it has this bike lane. And the apartments are actually pretty nice. But in other streets, it's even nicer. Here's like a combination of some old buildings with new buildings. Like I say, most of the city is literally, you know, apartment complex. A lot of people, they commute to New York City, but they also have like a nice, vibrant nightlife over here. You can see this beauty right here, how cool it is. And the heat is kicking in. Crazy that I'm coming from Southeast Asia and I still feel this heat over here. And here, you couldn't see it because I'm blocking it, but you share the bike lane with the car, so They gotta be respectful and polite, but of course the bike people gotta do their part too, and bike, you know, in peace over here. And this is actually a beautiful, diverse city out in Jersey, you know. But if you come here, it literally doesn't feel like if you're in Jersey. It feels like if you're in a Baltimore or New York City, like Brooklyn or even some parts of Harlem. And a good way to see the city, New York and North Jersey is what I'm doing now. It's actually a bike. This bike can get you anywhere, and then not only you're doing a workout, but it can get you to further distance without having to walk. I like how the street is with the trees. Helps out, you know, with the weather. So I think that one more block or a few more should be Washington Avenue. Good thing I got the bike is that now I would be tired and drained walking in this heat. And look at this gorgeous street with the trees. And I can literally feel the breeze, so it feels like heaven out here. Loving it so far. Now this is Washington Avenue. The City Hall is right here behind me. This is a really beautiful main street over here, you know, with well-paved roads, beautiful architecture, and some of the corners they have street arts. The City Hall is literally like right behind me, so I'll show you this ahead of me. Here they paint this, you know, pretty nice. I think another thing famous about the city is they got the famous Carlos Bakery. The original one is out here. I'm gonna show you right in front. And also Frank Sinatra, he's from here. He was from here. And this is the City Hall over here. You know, beautiful street. And this over here is the famous Carlos Bakery. A lot of people, they take the PAT train here just to come to this bakery. It's pretty easy. It's only like a 12-minute commute from Midtown Manhattan. So not far. Then they got like a lot of restaurants out here. So now I'm just gonna turn back and walk probably like a couple of blocks out here to show you what are the vibes of Washington Street, Washington Avenue, and then I'm gonna hop in the bike and bike a little bit further and then make it to a couple of more streets out here, probably local parks. I'll tell you, despite this city being, you know, a square mile, there's a lot of things to do here, a lot of history going on. And look how nice and well paved the sidewalk is, and pretty wide, I love it. And like I say, a lot of cities, they should take literally like a sample of this square mile city. And here you see how nice the street starts getting. Black Bear Bar and Grill, they have a lot of bars over here. Of course, we have great food options. And if you come like in the summer, in the afternoon, during the weekend, it's actually really popping out here. And I love how well paved the sidewalks is, so. And of course, it's like both ways is worth to look at. And like I say, this avenue is pretty long. It goes all the way towards the end of Hoboken. And if you go to 14th Street, you take a hill up and you end up between Union City and Jersey City Heights. And here we got like more bars happening over here. But it's too hot to be sitting out here and having your food. So maybe in the nighttime, it's probably like a better vibe, you know. And I tell you, man, I'm literally feeling like if I'm back in Asia. Like I literally put my shirt on, you know, with the tanks, and I'm already sweating it out, like the heat. I think it's like 90-something degrees out here. But this is normal in the summertime, you know. We get both extremes weather out in Jersey. Cold winters, but in the summers are pretty hot and humid. I think I get luck. I think now I'm just gonna start biking all the way towards the end. Probably that way I get here faster, because they got a bike lane in this main avenue. You can see we got bike lanes, but then cars like this, they literally double park out here. And here I am biking towards the end. I think I'm gonna make a detour in 9th Street to show you like a local park right near the high school. And look how nice and organized this is, see? The road divided for the cars, and then you got your designated bike lane, so it's pretty easy for you to bike around. And then beautiful architecture of this gorgeous city. A lot of nice restaurants out here. Another thing about the city is once you exit like main streets like this, some of the regular streets are pretty tiny and tight. So it's a little bit hard to drive around. I drove here a few times before when I had a car. So like I say, streets, you know, they tend to be super tight. So it's this 8th Street, then 9th Street should be in the other one. And this is an example of what I'm talking about, the streets, how tight it is. Like I'm literally sharing it with a car. So it's like if I'm a car and a bike. But I'm making it a Clinton Avenue, and then one more block down, and then over there I should be in Columbus Park. I'm not sure if it's the same park, the same design like the one they did in the one in Chinatown. But that's the same thing, and it looks pretty similar, but we're gonna stroll around there a little bit. to show you what's going on. Then we're gonna make it towards 14th Street and then make it towards the pier and Hudson Avenue to show you the beautiful architecture they got going on over there. So you got this over here. And towards my left, the red building that you see on my left is actually Hoboken High School, and then a block down should be the local park that we got going on right here. So CVS Pharmacy looks a lot like New York. I ain't gonna lie, like the buildings and everything, but let's stroll around the park. Here you see it, Columbus Park, Hudson County. And behind me, the high school. So let's stroll around the park to see what's going on. Then we continue our exploration in this beautiful town. So here you see how beautiful it's, the trees and everything. And then these are the buildings I'm telling you, it literally looks like if you're in a borough in New York, like either Brooklyn or Bronx. This is like literally the heart of North New Jersey. I think this park is way cleaner than the one in New York. Definitely, it's New Jersey. And we got this over here. I hear some water. Oh, I think on the other side. Usually in the summertime, they got like water parks. Then behind me, there's a designated area for the kids. Not gonna film it, but you can hear the noise of the water falling down. So you see a lot of parks around this region. You know, in the summertime, they got like water, and the kids, they can run through the water and refresh themselves out. So, but like I say, the heats over here, they can turn pretty brutal. So it's a good way for the kids, you know, to stay cool out in the summer. Now I'm gonna make it towards Hudson Street to show you what's going on. I'm not gonna take that hill all the way up, but if you were to go all the way up there or drive around, you'll see the nice skyline and the nice view of New York City. A lot of people who are photographers, they stand at the top of it and they capture like the whole entire views of Midtown Manhattan, so it's actually really cool. And here I am back in the road. Thankfully, it has a really nice bike lane. So pretty easy to bike, you know. So this city's, you know, like I said before, some of the best cities in New Jersey where you can bike comfortable. This is the road that I told you, if you go all the way up, I'll take it straight towards Jersey City and Union City. I want to see what's under this tunnel. It's probably on the other side of the road, because I never venture around this side. You see you got cobblestones, and then over there, I think that's kind of like Union City over there. You know, another of those cities in in Hudson County. But then like I said, if you go all the way up, you're gonna end up in Union City. Then if you make a left, it passes Washington Park, which is a park that's in two cities. It's in the borderline of Jersey City, especially the Heights, and then Union City. Before I went abroad, I made a live stream walking from here all the way up there. It's actually a good walk and a workout, and that's one thing I like about this region, that the cities are super walkable and it connects you from many neighborhoods all together without having a drive or anything. This is the sidewalk area, and then I'm gonna start making my way towards Hudson Street and go all the way towards the end to show you the beautiful architecture, and then we're gonna make it by the waterfront and the train station. This here will take you all the way to the waterfront. At the end of me, you can see the Empire State Building. Then this is Hudson Street, so I'm gonna make it right and go throughout the whole street. So this is another cool street in the city, and a couple of blocks is gonna get even nicer, like the architecture. You're gonna see some beautiful houses that look like mansion, and the brownstones combined together. So here's not too crazy, but once I go a little bit more ahead, you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of trees going on right here, so it's really cool. And just see, neighborhood literally covered in trees. I gotta tell you, I love the summer, because winter is just a different vibe. Over here's where the vibes change. It's a little local park over here, Elysian Park, and then you're gonna start seeing how beautiful the buildings turn right here. So here's where the magic starts, with the beautiful brownstones and apartment complex. You can admire all this beautiful architecture. I'm pretty sure it costs like a lot of money, but I love, you know, I'm a huge fan of architecture, and I love really when the streets are covered with trees. I can tell you, it would feel like if you're somewhere in New York, but this is New Jersey right here. And then to my right side is actually pretty nice to look at, but I'm gonna keep going forward to show you what else is going on over here. Let me just bike a little bit more to show you what are the vibes out here. And look how nice and gorgeous these buildings are. And they're literally up like in a tiny hill. So I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite street in Hoboken, Hudson, because of the beautiful houses that they got there. So now let's make it towards the waterfront to see what is happening over there. Also, if you go to the old historic downtown in Jersey City, they have a lot of beautiful architecture and a lot of beautiful brownstones too. Also around the Bergen Lafayette section is another cool section that's worth to explore. So here in this block, they also have a college or university. This is called Stevens Institute. So, a lot of young people, they come out here and they study. Wow, I'm a little jealous, a nice place to study, right? Across the Hudson River with the views of Manhattan, and then you can hop in the train and make it to New York. So, and here's just a little portion. So it's not really a big institute, but you have an idea what it looks like. This is another hall right here. So you can bike around. I think a block of me, it would take me towards the waterfront, River Street. Look at this beautiful colonial architecture right here. I love it. And they got a local park. Speaking about the lay in Frank Sinatra, I made it to his park over here. This is the amphitheater. And sometimes they do, activities, live performance, and people just hang out here. And there's a statue right here of him with the beautiful views of the Hudson River and Manhattan. And this is a statue right here, Francis Albert Sinatra. A legend right here from this beautiful city in New Jersey. Also, another cool thing about this pier and waterfront, they have an area that's designated to the bike lane if you go a little bit more ahead, so I'm gonna show you. Of course, another thing, I met some good friends over here, the geese. Not sure they're the Canadian geese, but you wanna say hi? They're all chilling out here. See, all of them. Look at this one. I just gotta watch I don't step in their defecation. You're just chilling out here, right, buddy? Right, buddy? All right, I'll let you enjoy your day. Have a good one, all right? And this over here is a bike lane that it got. Pretty beautiful, and a lot of people, they do it, They take advantage of this, what the city has to offer, then they enjoy the park, other amenities. But yeah, tell you, it's a genius idea what they do here in a lot of cities. They should take notes. Like you got for the cars, you got the bike lane out here, some of the condos. I think this is the W Hotel. And then the boardwalk is right there with views of Manhattan. And there's a couple of piers on the other side, so the really nice concept that they got going on over here. Here they got like a water park. Wow. I don't remember seeing this the last time I came, but it's actually really cool. People get to sit and relax here and enjoy the sun. Wow, it's crazy. It's like, what, few people. Even though the sun is cooking, I'm gonna go bike to the end to show you, the skyline of New York City. And after this, we will cross the train station. I'll show you the lower part of Manhattan and the other side, and then we call it the end, we wrap up the video. Getting a nice view here, Midtown Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, and the borderline of Newport and Jersey City in my background. So it's like literally the two cities connected together, and since I'm by the water, the breeze is just, feels amazing over here. It's like an ASMR. I could spend my whole evening just standing here and admiring this beauty right here, So I think for some reason I came back to New York City to enjoy the summer, because the summer over here in New Jersey, New York, it hits different. Now I'm gonna pass by the train station to see what's going on over there. So this is Hoboken Terminal. You can take the PATH train and New Jersey Transits around here. This terminal literally connects you to the other side where I'll get back to Newport District in Jersey City. The station is here, the terminal is right to my left. And here you can see some of the trains. This train looks a lot like the old historic train station by Liberty State Park in Jersey City, like the same type of architecture. So I guess a lot of people that commute and back in the days like that. You see how it keeps going. I love the old architecture of this station. It's actually pretty dope. Takes it to other parts of Jersey like Bergen County, even some parts of New York, not the city, like the state, upstate. And here they display, the schedule. So, here's the area. You hear noise because they're doing construction. Crazy that they keep building everywhere. But this area is more like the light rail. And then over here you see the lower part of Manhattan, and then Jersey City behind me. So this is kind of like the ending and the borderline of the city over here. Then Jersey City is right there. But I think this is going to be a good opportunity for me to wrap up the video. It's been an amazing evening out here in this beautiful town, Hoboken, New Jersey. I had a blast, and I got more videos coming out in Jersey and New York City. So I'm going to wrap up my video over here. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all, and peace.